Hey, welcome to Mod by B. I'm B, Bruno, and I am a carpenter slash woodworker handyman. That's actually what I do for work. And I know what you're thinking. It's probably true. Usually, uh, Bruno, when people say they do a lot of things, they don't do them all that well. And you're right. I don't do everything really well. I just do a lot of things mediocre. But I do get them done, and they're done at the end of the day. So this project that I filmed has to do with something that we're probably all doing right now. A lot of us is sitting at home, stuck at home, and just catching up with a lot of TV, And so watching TV, since we have to do it, we're stuck at home. Might as well be comfortable. So we put a TV in our bedroom. Now that is not my favorite thing to do. I don't really enjoy having a black screen on a big white wall in the bedroom. Doesn't look that great. So I decided to cover it up. Put a TV box around it to make it look like something else, more like a painting or a wall art instead of just a black screen on a white wall. Now, I hope you enjoy watching it. All two or three of you who are probably watching. That's probably as many people as going to watch this channel. But hey, I hope you enjoy it. I loved making it. So sit down, have fun. So I started off here by taking down some 1/2-inch plywood. You can pick this stuff up real cheap at your home center. They sell the 2-foot by 4-foot sections. And it's much easier than just breaking down a whole panel, especially if you're just doing a small project. That's what I'd recommend. Now at this point, I've cut them to the width of my TV, the mount, and everything else, which in my place, it's going to be about 7 inches. A little thick, but that's the thickness from the wall, from the mount and everything with the TV. And here, I just took measured off about a gap of about 3/16, and that's going to be the space for being able to run your 1/4-inch cover back and forth. And I could have done this with a router. I do have it. It was in the truck. Didn't feel like getting it. But just so you see, it's not that hard doing it with small circular saw, cutting it open. And then I filed it nice and square and then start putting it all together. Now I did glue and nail all the ends. Now you'll notice here there's a little extra piece. That was actually because by the end of it, I actually cut it a little too short. I went to try it out and it was about 1/2 inch too short, so I added a little piece in that little support. Of course, nobody's going to see it. It's behind the TV. And so now at this point, I took some very inexpensive 6-inch wide pine boards you can find pretty much anywhere, and took them down to 2 inches to make the frame. Very simple picture frame with 45s, and once you sand it down, stain it, this type of wood will look great. You can make it look whatever way you want. So as you see here, I'm just cutting it down. I actually made a little chamfer for the front just to add a little extra, not just some square framing. Now, frames are always a big pain in the butt because glue doesn't really do well with end grain. So what I usually like to do is put a little glue, let it dry, and then put some more glue after. At least the glue has had time to absorb into the end grain. Now you can go ahead and glue it. And it usually holds pretty good. I've done a few of these and they're still holding together. And usually what I do is on the back, I'll use about 1/2-inch staples, crown staples on the end. And that baby will not be moving. So then, after cleaning everything, I sanded it all down and it was time for some paint. What I did was on the inside, I did some black just so that you don't see the inside of the box when the TV is exposed. So it worked out pretty well, in my opinion. The black worked out nice. On the outside, I painted it white, and then I gave the frame a nice shellac finish and sanded that down so nice and smooth. It just, as you'll see, everything around the house is a natural wood color, and so we decided to leave the frame at that natural wood color, especially in the bedroom. Everything is kind of wood color. So I like it. But of course, the cover, what was I going to do? I hand off to the true talent, which is my wife. She does a wonderful job with, she loves to paint and do art projects. And so she was inspired by some designs, common designs that you can find on the internet. And so she made her own style and filled it up. So the 2 panels here that you see, she outlined them in pencil first, and then she went back with some acrylics and painted them. And the idea is that when it's closed, it's always going to look like that. And then when it's open, each side has a painting on each side. So it looks pretty good in my opinion. What do you think? Okay, so I'm editing the video right now, and you're thinking probably the same thing I was thinking. But Bruno, this big box 8 inches wide sticking off the wall doesn't quite look that discreet. You're right. The best thing to do would have been to cut a hole in the wall and kind of slide it in like a medicine cabinet. That would have done it great. However, there's a problem. I don't own the house I live in. I rent it. So my landlord, which I hope is not one of the 1 or 2 people watching, would probably not enjoy watching me cutting a big hole in his wall. It probably wouldn't work out. So yeah, it does have to hang on the wall. Not the best look, but hey, at least it still doesn't look like a TV. But I know what you're thinking. But Bruno, if you're a carpenter, woodworker, and everything else you say you are, couldn't you just cover it up when you leave? We'll make that video next time, cutting holes in the wall. But yeah, just keep watching, and I hope you like the end product. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching that project. I loved making it. It's just fun to make stuff, whatever it is. Think of something you need to make. Just make it. Start somewhere. And that's what we did. And that's really what this channel is going to be about. Is about just modifying, making stuff. And that's what I love to do. That's always what I've loved to do. And I know a lot of you, that's what you enjoy to do. But you might have noticed that during the video, there's a lot of green tools in my shop. We just moved into this location, just had to rebuild the shop from where we were last. But the tools, they're not the best of tools. I have good tools for work. They're in my truck. But the tools here at home, it's to prove that you don't always need the best equipment to make something. Contrary, you to popular belief, you just need to start and make it. You can do it all by hand if you wanted to. It would just take a whole lot longer. But you can still make it. And so that's really what we're going to focus on is, regardless of the tools, regardless of, you're not going to see fancy expensive tools making these things. You're just going to see things being made. And if you're interested, I can always put some plans on something, put some plans up for free if any of you are looking to build the same things. All right. So again, the 1 or 2 people of you who are watching, but enjoy, and we'll see you next time.